Welcome, one and all in here, out there, all around the world to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. You know, I know it can be hard to believe, but I'm getting a little older. Yeah, I'm 58. Oh. Pretty good shape. Nice. Pretty good shape. Thank you very much. I think you're sexy too. But the blood pressure's a little high, so my doctor's got me a strict regimen to lower my stress level. 8 hours of sleep, stay hydrated, and do not be president of the United States. Evidently, a bit of a stressful job. That's why it is so important that the commander-in-chief stay healthy. So today, Joe Biden had his annual physical, okay? It was a clean bill of health, although his x-ray did reveal several classified documents. Gotta look everywhere. Gotta look everywhere. Next, colonoscopy. The presidential physical is pretty thorough. They do a colonoscopy, blood tests, and as part of the dental exam, Biden pulls Air Force One with his teeth. Physicians said they'd be checking out Biden's eyes, hearing, and anything else he may complain about. Anything else he may complain about. The man is 80 years old. I hope he packed a lunch. Okay, Mr. President, just a recap here. Your left knee tingles before it rains. How come the clock on my phone doesn't tick? They don't put real butter on the popcorn at the movie theaters anymore. And the diner's charging twice what they used to for a nice plate of scrod. Got it. Now, here's the thing. We don't have the full results yet, but we do know that the president tested positive for old AF. Because Biden is the oldest president ever, setting a new record every morning. Yes. Every day he wakes up. A new record. That's impressive. Every day he wakes up, there's a guy from the Guinness Book with a plaque that reads, "Still alive." And Biden's age, you know, it's just a number, but it is important because he's expected to announce a re-election bid soon, so his advisors have a plan to keep him looking spry. Reportedly, they want to focus on events that play up the president's vitality, which is why Biden will be the keynote speaker at this year's Shamblepalooza. Sponsored by Velcro shoes. To ease his load, Biden will likely be getting some help on the campaign trail. One advisor says that if he runs in 2024, there will be a range of surrogates that show the diversity of the party all across the ages, from Maxwell Frost to Bernie Sanders. Yes, Bernie Sanders, because nothing says I'm not old like trotting out a guy 1 year older. Ladies and gentlemen, no, listen. I'm telling you, I'm here to urge you to vote for that limber young whippersnapper, Joe Biden. Turn down the bebop, Joe. Stop doing the Charleston. There, I did your little speech. Now, where's my soup? But it might be hard to get voters to ignore the ravages of time, because according to CNN, voters bring up Biden's age constantly in focus groups using words like brain dead and mush. Come on. What are you doing? Never say mush around an 80-year-old man. He'll just get hungry and dinner's not till 3. But Biden doesn't want anyone. I'm just thinking about how much Joe Biden loves these jokes. That's what I'm thinking right now. But Biden doesn't want anyone thinking he's too old for the job, which is why aides say his reaction to seeing news mentions of his age is to do a little jog in or out of his next public event, and that overall he doesn't want to be a grandpa, he wants to be a bro. Okay, here we go. Come on, let's go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Hey! Hey, sup, fam? I'm Broseph Biden. Caps on backwards. You peep my vibe? Let's buckle on our leather helmets, toss around the medicine ball, go for a little jog. Here we go. Okay, come on, let's go. Oh, heck, that pigeon's passing me. Come here, you roughneck ruffian. Now, speaking of health, Ever since Sam Alito and the bench bunch overturned Roe v. Wade, Republicans all across the country have been looking for ways to track and restrict abortion. It being private, that's not an easy task, but one thing they've been targeting is apps that help track menstrual cycles. Recently, the Virginia State Senate passed a bipartisan bill to keep law enforcement from being able to access these apps, which seems reasonable, which is why it's being opposed by Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin, seen here not realizing he forgot to take off his picnic napkin before the speech. Yesterday, Youngkin blocked the bill that would ban police from seeking menstrual histories. That's a clear invasion of privacy. The only person who should know when someone is menstruating is that person and the woman she makes discreet eye contact with before exchanging a tampon, then going on to win the lacrosse game. I only know what I see in commercials. Something. Staffers for the governor claim he killed the bill because it threatened the ability of law enforcement to investigate crime. Yes, oh yes, there's a lot of menstrual crime in this country. You can see it all in the new hit CBS drama, NCPMS. I'm not sure who is in that, Gary Cole? Gary Cole is in that? Good to see him getting work. Ben Gazzara. This February 24th will mark 1 year since Vladimir Putin thought he could take Ukraine in 3 days. And a year later, he's losing just as hard as ever. In fact, a new estimate says that since the war started, Russia has likely lost more than half its tanks. I assume that means destroyed because it's got to be hard to lose a tank. Damn it, Vasily, was it level F or level G? It's not just military supplies that are dwindling, because we learned yesterday that due to economic sanctions from the West, Russia's Viagra supply has been cut off. So even the tanks that they still do have look like this. Russia's, wow, they did a slide. The tanks have a slide, I didn't know. Russia does have a plan, though. The Kremlin is now scrambling to commission generic erection pills. In fact, the Russian government says they already have one in development. Warning, is potato. Of course, there's plenty of crises right here in America at home. You see, on February 3rd, there was a horrific train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, that is potentially one of the worst environmental disasters in the nation's history. When this Norfolk Southern freight train derailed, it spilled 1.1 million pounds of something called vinyl chloride, an incredibly toxic carcinogen, which is also highly explosive. So as a safety measure, Norfolk Southern did what they called a controlled burn. And this is what they call control. Even worse, there were other dangerous chemicals in the spill, but Norfolk Southern didn't release the full list until over a week later, on Sunday, February 12th. They released the list on Super Bowl. They were clearly trying to bury it because the only list of dangerous chemicals you want to read during the Super Bowl is on the side of your Doritos bag. That's what makes the ranch so cool. Now, 5 days after the derailment, people were told it was safe to go home despite residents complaining of trouble breathing, noxious smells, nausea, and headaches. Ohio officials are trying to get folks to come back home, reassuring residents that the air in East Palestine remains safe to breathe. Yes, pay no attention to your lying lungs. The tingling means the air is working. Now, in response to all this devastation, the folks over at Norfolk Southern offered $25,000 to the town. That's the whole town. East Palestine, Ohio has about 5,000 residents. That's $5 per person. Tell you what, sorry for turning your town to a lifeless hellscape. You know what might help? A footlong at Subway. There you go. Sensing that may be not enough, Norfolk Southern is now offering residents $1,000 inconvenience checks. Really? You call this an inconvenience? That's like giving survivors of the Titanic a reimbursement for dampness. Norfolk Southern, I think I speak for everyone when I say, Norfolk you. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are the Reverend Al Sharpton and actress Jessica Williams. But when we come back, Congressman George Santos will be here answering my very tough questions. Stick around.